Imagine the morning of December 11th, 1941. The Pacific Ocean, the tiny Kestrel Atoll, 3 small islands shaped like a horseshoe, surrounded by a coral reef. On the island, there are only 452 Marines, a few officers, 12 F-4F Wildcat fighters, and a handful of anti-aircraft guns. They have been repelling Japanese air raids for 2 weeks, shooting down dozens of aircraft. The garrison commander, Major Thomas Harlan, sends a radio message. The enemy is approaching. We are ready. But everyone knows the truth. No help is coming. The American fleet is in chaos after Pearl Harbor. The carriers are far away, and the nearest relief force has just received orders to turn back. The Japanese invasion fleet, under Rear Admiral Hiroshi Takano, is approaching for a second assault. 450 Special Naval Landing Force Marines, 2 light cruisers, 6 destroyers, 2 gunboats, and transports. But in this timeline, everything changes. At 03:40 in the night, 15 miles south of the atoll, the water suddenly boils without a sound. From the depths slowly emerges a massive black silhouette 115 meters long. The Vanguard-class submarine USS Eclipse, SSN 92, the newest multi-purpose nuclear attack submarine of 2025. Fully loaded, 40 Mark 48, 80 cap torpedoes, 12 vertical launch Tomahawks, and silent running. On the bridge is the boat's commander, Commander Elena Frost Voss, a 39-year-old female officer with experience in operations in contested waters. The submarine has just completed a patrol in the Pacific in 2025, and now there are no satellites. The radar shows old surface targets and no modern signatures. This is 1941. She says quietly to her executive officer, looking at the chronometer and the old radio transmissions. Kestrel, the Japanese are coming for the second assault. If we do nothing, the island will fall in 2 weeks, and the garrison will be taken prisoner. 8:04. Captain Voss makes the decision. Battle station, silent running, prepare all. Torpedo tubes, we won't let them land. 4:15. The Japanese fleet approaches the atoll in the pre-dawn darkness. The cruiser Akari leads the column, destroyers patrol the perimeter. On Kestrel, the Marines prepare for another air raid, unaware that an invisible guardian has already appeared at sea. 04:25. Eclipse takes position 8 miles from the fleet. Sonar fixes all targets with meter precision. Voss personally confirms the targets. Tubes 1 through 4, destroyers, 5 and 6 cruisers, fire on readiness. 6 Mark 48. ADCAP torpedoes leave the tubes almost silently. They run at 50 knots homing, with a 300 kilon warhead, each capable of breaking a destroyer in half. 04:32. The first explosion, the destroyer Stormwind, literally blows up, torn in 2. 40 seconds later, the second destroyer Gale sinks from 2 hits. The Japanese are in panic. They see no enemy, hear no shots, only sudden explosions from nowhere. Admiral Takano on Akari's bridge shouts, "American! Submarines! Withdraw! Full astern!" But it's too late. The 3rd and 4th torpedoes find the light cruiser Dawn. She sinks in 7 minutes with almost her entire crew. So 4:45. The remaining destroyers begin chaotic anti-submarine maneuvers, dropping depth charges blindly, but Eclipse is already at 400 meters depth, silent and invulnerable to 1941 sonars. Voss coldly gives the next order. Prepare Tomahawk, targets, the transports with the landing force. 4 Tomahawk Block V cruise missiles launch from the vertical tubes. They fly 10 meters above the water, invisible to the era's radars. Each carries 450 kino of explosives. The sky over the Japanese fleet lights up with flashes. 2 large transports carrying the landing troops take direct hits. Explosions detonate ammunition on board. More than 600 Japanese naval infantry die instantly. The remaining ships panic, turn around and flee north. By 06 August, the Japanese fleet retreats, having lost 3 destroyers, 2 cruisers and 2 transports. The landing is cancelled. Admiral Takano reports to Tokyo, unknown enemy with the devil's weapons, landing impossible. On Kestrel, Major Harlan and his men hear distant explosions and see the retreating fleet. A strange message comes over the radio in English. This is USS Eclipse. The Japanese are gone. Hold on. Help is coming. You are not alone. The Kestrel garrison never surrenders. The atoll remains in US hands throughout the war. Voss's submarine patrols the surrounding waters, sinking Japanese convoys and submarines, supplying the island with fuel and ammunition through nighttime surfacings. The consequences are enormous. Kestrel becomes a forward base for American submarines as early as 1942. Japanese supply lines to nearby island chains are cut earlier. Subsequent battles in the Pacific begin with an American advantage. The Pacific War is shortened by months. Not a single Kestrel Marine ends up in Japanese captivity. All return home as heroes. Captain Eleanor Voss and her crew remain in 1941 forever. Their ghost submarine, which appeared from the future and saved a tiny garrison from inevitable defeat, becomes a legend, a symbol that even the smallest American outpost can be defended if guarded by weapons from another era. One ship, one night, and Kestrel Atoll remains American forever. The end. Subscribe to the channel and like this video if you want more stories like this. Also suggest the stories you'd like to see in the comments. See you soon.